All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. And the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. We come out with the new exercises each month and break it down for you into 4 different sections. Today, we're working in the March Year 1 Strength Training section where we really focus on that project tracking. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what you, the bookkeeper, will be doing for your client, Craig. Below that is an interactive pre-assessment quiz. Below that are all of the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have completed all of the exercises in this section, we do have some sample posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's dive right into today's exercise where we're going to track expenses for the Wilson Ford wedding. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise pulled up for you. I have it over here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through our scenario. Emily Platt had been around for a while, so she thought taking care of the property for the Wilson Ford wedding would be no big deal. She picked up the lighting and rocks from Norton Lumber and Building Material, and the lighting cost $148 and the rocks were $602. Then she went over to the property and began the installation, which took an hour and 45 minutes. Now, you will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the previous 2 exercises in. If you have not completed those yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to the first exercise. Complete that one and the one after that until you come back to this one. They all build on each other, so it's really important to start with that first one. I have the sample company pulled up here on the left side of my screen. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. So let's get started with the exercise. So Emily ran into a snag. One of the trees she needed to trim turned out to be diseased. As soon as she started working on it, it split in half, requiring her to chop down the entire thing. Worried she was going to run out of time, she called Craig and he sent over John to help. Together, they got it done in 3.5 hours. So let's walk through how to account for all of this activity. First, we'll start with Emily's visit to Norton Lumber and Building Materials. So we want to click on the plus new button and then select expense. The plus new button is on the left side of the screen. Click on that and then under vendors, select expense. Now, once the expense pulls up for us, we're going to fill it out. In the payee field, we're going to select Norton Lumber and Building Materials. So go ahead and click into that payee box. You can either scroll or you can type in their name. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. Now, if not already selected, the payment account field should be MasterCard, and that is right here. Just double check that this does say MasterCard for you. You may get this pop-up field right here, or the pop-up drawer show up for you. Just go ahead and collapse it if you do. We're not going to be using it at this moment. So in the category field, we're going to, on the first line, select fountain and garden lighting. Now be sure that you are to select the expense account, not the similarly named income account. The word fountain is going to be singular, not plural. That's how you can tell the difference. So go ahead and click on this first line in the category field. You can click the down arrow and scroll, or you can start typing in fountain. I'm going to scroll down so that you can see where it is. It's under job expenses, job materials, fountain, see no S, fountain and garden lighting. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. In the description field, let's type lighting. So click in that description field, type lighting. And then in the amount field, we're going to type $148 since that's how much it was for. So 148. Let's make sure this expense is connected to the project. So the way to do that, in the customer project field, we're going to select Wilson Ford Wedding. So click that down arrow and you can either scroll to the bottom or start typing in Wilson to get Wilson Ford Wedding. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. Now on the second line, we need to put in for the rocks. So we're going to select job materials. So click into that box. You can scroll or you can type in job materials. Here it is. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. And then let's add a description for what this is. So in the description field, type rocks. And then in the amount field, we're going to type 602 since that's how much it was for. So $602. And then let's connect it once again to the Wilson Ford wedding by clicking their name. So click that down arrow, scroll to the bottom, or you can type in their name. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. Now we're going to make sure the charges are not marked as billable. These checkbox should not be checked here since this was included in the invoice. So we're going to click on Save and Close. Click on that green Save and Close button. And now that expense has been saved. Now, if after adding this information for the Wilson Ford wedding is not showing up here, we just want to refresh our screen. For whatever reason, the sample company does this. So mine for the last few exercises is showing as 0, even though we have added now in invoices and expenses. So if yours is also looking like this, just go ahead and refresh the screen. And when you refresh the screen, it should show up. Let's see. Yep, there it is right there. So if you got that, make sure you refresh the screen so that now you can see everything. Next, we need to account for both Emily and John's time. Emily spent 1 hour and 45 minutes on the installation and 3.5 hours on the trimming. John also spent 3.5 hours on the trimming. So let's go ahead and add in their time. We're going to click on the plus new button and then select weekly timesheet. So click that plus new button. And then under team, we're going to select weekly timesheet. Now, John's timesheet is already selected up here, so we're going to go ahead and start with his. We're going to click on Add Lines so that we can add some more. I'm not sure if you can see it on my screen, but it is a button right down here. Go ahead and click on it. And once you do more sections are going to be added. So in this fourth section right here, in the customer project field, we want to select Wilson Ford Wedding. So click into it and you can either scroll down until you find it, or you can start typing in their name. So once you find Wilson Ford Wedding, click on it. In the service field, we're going to select trimming since that's what it's for. So go ahead and click into it. You can start typing like I'm going to do, or you can scroll. Oops, I spell it. There we go. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. In the Monday field, we're going to type 3.5, and this will have QBO automatically convert this to 3 hours and 30 minutes when you tab out of the field. So click into that box. 3.5 is the same as 3.5 hours. If you hit the tab key over, you will see that QBO has made that made that conversion for us. So now it says 3 hours and 30 minutes. We're going to click on the black Save button because we need to also enter Emily's time. So rather than closing it out, let's just save John's timesheet and then we'll create the one for Emily. So click on the black Save button right here. And now his timesheet has been saved. And now in the employee field, we're going to select Emily Platt. So click on the down arrow right here. She is up at the top, so go ahead and select Emily's name once you find it, and you will see it is a fresh timesheet. There is no information, so let's go ahead and fill it out for what she did. In the customer project field, we're going to select Wilson Ford Wedding. So click on that down arrow. Once again, you can either type or you can scroll down until you find it. Once you do, select it. In the service field, we're going to select installation. So click into that box and you can either, you can either scroll to see it's not too far down, or you can type it in. In the Monday field, we're going to type 1.75 because remember she did it for 1 hour and 45 minutes. And when we do hit that, click into that box and go ahead and type 1.75. And when you hit that tab key, once again, QBO is going to automatically make that conversion to 1 hour and 45 minutes. Now in the second section, we're going to once again click on in the customer project field, select in Wilson Ford Wedding, because now we need to add in the trimming. So click into it. You can type or scroll to the bottom. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. And then in the service field, we want to select trimming. So click the down arrow and you can either type or you can scroll down until you find it. Once you do, go ahead and select it. She spent 3.5 hours doing that. So in the Monday field, we want to type 3.5. So click into that Monday box, click type 3.5. When you hit the tab key over, once again, QBO has made the calculation of 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we are all done here with adding in her time. Let's go ahead and click on the green Save and Close button on the bottom right corner. And you will notice that as soon as you did, all of the information on this dashboard had updated for us. So now that we have finished recording all of the work on both projects, it's time to compare both of them. And we will do that in the next exercise. And that's it. That's how you would track expenses once again for another project. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just click on the link below in the description. Be sure to leave this session of the sample company open as you will need it for our last exercise in the strength training section where we compare the projects. And I will see you in the next video.